So boys, Luideo here with the midnight tuning changes. First of the expansion, about time. Let's see what Blizzard prepared. Now this time I'm doing them immediately once they got posted. Last time I was doing them when they hit live. The difference is there could be some extra changes before it comes live, but you know, some people were complaining last time, hey, this is old, blah blah blah. So let's not talk too much about that, but let's get going with the DK. So what do I want to see before I read it? I want to see some... Unholy is... I think people are a little bit overrating it. I do think it's strong, but I don't think it's so broken. So I do want to see frost buffs. I do want to see maybe small nerfs to the Unholy, blood decay, maybe nerfs to self-healing. Let's get going. Blood decay. That brings Reaper marking damage increased by 20%, Exterminate damage increased by 20%, Wave of Souls damage increased by 20%, Deadly Blows increases the damage death strike by 12% instead of 5%. Bind in Darkness now increases the damage Blood Boil by 30% instead of 10%. Okay, so this is all buffing Deathbringer. I mean, in PvP, we play Sun Lane for Blood Decay. At least I do. Deathbringer is more niche in my opinion. So... fine, they're nerfing it, but I still think that I would run Sunline rather. It's more enjoyable for me, and I mean, maybe they're trying to equalize them. Okay, let's see what they have for Unholy. Unholy, all damage reduced by 20%. Woo! Is this third? Yeah, this is third patch in row. Third patch in row. We are. I mean, this is a huge number. This is on everything, on everything. On unholy damage, on unholy dots, on unholy minions. And they, in return, epidemic damage increased by 10% and virulent plague increased by 15%. So they don't want to nerf the dots as much as they want to nerf minions and the bursts. Okay? So dots are getting nerfed as well, but less, because they're getting nerfed by 20% and then get buffed by 15%, okay? Okay, so that's it. Let's see PvP changes first. All damage increased by 10%. Oh, this is Frost, beautiful. All damage increased by 10% in PvP combat. Perfect. Deathbringer, Reaper damage reduced by 25%. Okay. Deathbringer is the cheesy build for one shot on Frost Decay. I honestly don't play it. I always play the Horseman. So, and I think most serious DKs play the Horseman, but this is more like a fun build. And they're doing this because of this buff. Probably it was too much, like too big of a one shot with this combined, okay? And that's it. All tank roller specializations, self-healing reduced by 25%. Beautiful. This was 100% needed, 100%. Guardian Druid, Blood Decay, Brewmaster. I mean all of them. Prot Paladin, hello. They needed nerfs. They needed nerfs. I played them, I enjoyed them, but they're super overpowered. You can 5v1, you can 3v1, you can do miracles with them, you know? Okay. Let's hit the Demon Hunter. So, am I happy with the DK changes? I think I am. Maybe too big of a nerf to the Unholy. I would go with a 10% nerf and 10% buff on the Frost. Very nice. 20%, I think we are doing it a little bit too much, but okay. Let's see the Demon Hunter. Just played it a few hours ago. Let's see what we have. Devourer, all damage reduced by 4%. Is this needed? I wouldn't say so. Why? Yes, it was super good in the pre-patch. But now on the level 90, Apex talents are for the Collapsing Star. Collapsing Star kinda sucks in PvP. So Devourer Apex talent is kinda lame. So this is not needed. What Devourer needs is some survivability defensive buffs, because it has the weakest ones in the game. Okay? Havoc I think is not bad, not great. It's just it's nice, but it's not that good. It's like a high B tier spec. It does need like a nice buff, maybe 10% buff. I would be happy with it. Vengeance Demon Hunter doesn't feel good to me. Need some buffs. Let's see. All damage increased by 6%, good. Immolation Aura increased by 10%, good for the Fel's card. Fel's card I think is currently better than the Reaver. Last season I was playing only Reaver, Reaver was beautiful. But this season Fel's card feels better to me. Burning Wounds, bonus to Immolation Aura damage reduced by to 35 from 40%. Okay, no big deal. It got already buffed on Immolation Aura. Rage Fire damage increased to 35% of Immolation Aura critical damage from 30%. Okay. Essence Break damage increased by 10%, but Essence Break, I hate this ability, I hate it. I don't want it to be meta, so I don't want it getting buffed. Glaive Tempest damage increased by 10%, good. Reaver Glaive damage increased by 8%, Fury of the Eldraki 8%, Thrill of the Fight, Haste from 6 to 8%, Reaver Mark damage from 5 to 6%, all good. But this does seem reverted from the last patch. Wounded Quarry effect increased to 25% of the physical damage from 20%. Very good. River is getting buffs, and it needs buffs 100%. So they're probably trying to equalize it with the Fel's card. I like the changes. Vengeance. Damage increased by 10%. Maybe it can get even more. Immolation Aura damage increased by 10%. Okay. So same changes seem like they copy-pasted the changes from here. They're the same. Wounded Quarry, River Glaive 8%, Fury of the Eldraki 8%, Thrill of the Fight same 6 to 8% haste buff. So pretty much the same changes. Let's see what we have in PvP. Not much. All damage increased by 9%. So all in all, got nerfed in PvE, got buffed in PvP. Good. So it got buffed in the end, okay. I like it. Good. Let's see Druid. What I want to see in Druid. Guardian nerfs. I think Feral is fine, but it feels like it's doing only damage in burst. Once it pops cooldowns, it does very good damage. Outside, very bad. Boomy seems really strong, honestly, Boomy seems really strong. Rest of Druid, I would like some mana buffs. And that's it. Let's go. All damage increased by 20%, not in PvP. Star Surge damage increased by 8%, not in PvP. Starfall damage decreased by 14%, not in PvP. Rod damage increased by 10%, not in PvP. So it doesn't matter to us. Elion's Chosen Lunar Call increases Starfall damage to your primary target by 120% from 100, not in PvP. Okay, so kinda nothing. Season 1 set piece, 2 piece increases Shooting Star damage by 40% instead of 50%. Okay, Shooting Star outside Eclipse generates 2 Astral instead of 3 Astral power. So piece is getting nerfed, 2 piece. Let's see the 4 piece. Chance for Star Surge or Starfall to generate an exploding Shooting Star reduced to 30% from 40%. Another nerf, okay. Okay. And there was a bug. Causing the exploding Shooting Star to increment orbit's breaker count by 1 for every target hit. Now always counts as 1 Shooting Star as intended. I don't know what that means, but it's a bug fix, so let's go. Feral. So is this good? It really doesn't matter to us except the tier piece, which we don't know how powerful it is, so who cares, right? We'll see. All damage increased by 6%, not in PvP. Rake Bleed increased by 20%, not in PvP. Rip damage increased by 10%, not in PvP. Swipe damage increased by 10%, who cares? Rampant Ferocity damage increased by 10%, Unseen Swipe damage increased by 15%, Frantic Frenzy damage reduced by 10%, Fix the bug causing Frantic Frenzy to hit 6 times instead of 5. Ooh. Okay, this is then a big nerf actually. This is actually then a big nerf. 10% nerf and 1 time hits 1 time less? This is a nerf. Now, this is a buff, but how is it good enough? Is it worth it? I did play Feral while leveling. It seemed fine. I mean, it seemed fine, but it does need a little bit of love outside of the burst. Okay. But we'll see the PvP changes. We'll see the PvP changes. Guardian, Moonless Night now causes your direct damage melee abilities to deal 20% additional damage instead of 40. Okay, I know which. Okay, this is good, sure. Wild Guardian rank 4 now causes echoes to deal 300% damage. Increased damage was... What? So they're buffing the max level echo? What the hell? Is this a joke? They're doubling it. You're gonna be one-shotting people if it doesn't get nerfed. Ability damage excluding Moonfire reduced by 20%. Oh, okay. But still, I mean, whew, this is double, baby. Moonfire damage reduced by 10%, okay? Moonfire does a lot of damage, but the biggest damage is that big Ravage with 60 rage, 80 rage, you know what I mean? Which chops half the HP. So that getting nerfed by 20%, but in burst it's buffed by double. We'll see. The burst will be scary. Druid of the Claw, which is the way to go in my opinion, but Elune is viable as well. Let's see. Druid of the Claw damage dealt by Ravage to its main target reduced by 27%. Okay, so 27% here and 20% here. Okay, okay. That's good, I think. So we will only have burst now. Outside of the burst, it won't be as scary, okay? Damage dealt by Dreadful Wound reduced by 23%. Killing Blow now increases Maul, Raise, and Ravage damage by up to 70% based on Rage instead of 100%. That's what I was talking about. Very good. Strike for the Heart now increases Mangle damage by 10% instead of 20%. Bestial Strength now increases Maul, Raise, and Ravage damage by 10% instead of 20%. Okay, so it's getting nerfed everywhere, which is fair. It was overpowered. You could tank 5 people. Is it dead? I don't think it is, but it's more fair now. So we will see in the patch how it plays. But I think this is fair and I like it. All killing reduced by 6% to restoration. I disagree. I disagree. Okay, I disagree. We'll see the PP. Healing increased by 11%. Oh, okay. All damage reduced by 15%. Okay, it did solid damage. Whatever. Fix an issue where Convoke was casting balanced versions of Star Siege. Ooh, okay, so that was an issue. Balance. Dying Star now causes enemies to suffer 25% additional damage from Moonfire and Sunfire when dispelled instead of 15. Like, this was so weak. I mean, this was so weak. Even if we put this to 40%, will it be picked? I don't think so. But, I mean, they could buff this more. Okay. Let's go back to Druid. So, am I happy with the Druid? Boomy, I mean, nothing happened. I think Boomy does need a slight nerf. I think it's a bit... I mean, it doesn't need it. Well, like, it doesn't need the nerf, but we can bump up the other specs to it. It's balanced. I mean, it's strong. It's strong. Feral... it does need a little bit more love. Not much, but a little bit more. Guardian, fair. Restoration got buffed on the healing in the end. So, fair as well. Very nice. Let's see the Evoker. Now, I haven't played Evoker yet. I will play it in a few days. But I played against many and they seem very strong. They seem very strong, especially Devastation. Press Evoker I played in pre-patch. Weak. Press Evoker buffs. Devastation looking very strong. It could get slight nerf. I wouldn't, you know, it would be fair. Augmentation always can get some love, right? So let's see. Devastation. Scale Commander Mass Disintegrate. Damage bonus for each missing target reduced to 10% was 15%. What does it mean? Damage bonus for each missing target reduced to 10% was 15%. I'm guessing this is a nerf by 5%, which is fine. No big deal. Who cares? If I'm reading it correctly, it's kind of weirdly worded. It's very weirdly worded. That I'm not sure if I'm reading it correctly, but I'm guessing it's slight nerf. Nothing else, okay? Scale Commander Mass Eruption damage for each missing target reduced to 10%. So pretty much same thing as this one, just Mass Eruption. Molten Embers damage bonus reduced to 15% from 25. Duplicate rank 4 stat bonus reduced to 75% from 100%. I've seen one augmentation, but it wasn't in arena, so were they one-shotting? I mean, why are we nerfing augmentation? I mean, maybe for PvE. I mean, I can't comment on the augmentation because it's almost invisible, guys. It's hard to see it. One time I saw it, it didn't feel like anything, so I don't agree with this. With this, I agree. Let's see, press. Rewind healing increased by 200% outside of the raid, was 100%. Okay. Rewind healing is no longer increased by 67% in the PvP combat, but it got 100% buff. Okay. Merita Blessing increases the direct healing of Dream Bread by 250%. So doubled from 125. So it doubled. Merita's Blessing, direct healing of Dream Bread, heals double. Very good. Dream Bread direct healing increased by 20%. Very good. Merita's Blessing reverses 1% of the damage, was 2% on targets with reversion. Okay. Slight nerf. Reversion healing increased by 25%. All in all, very nice. Very nice. If I saw the... Yeah, I don't see any Evoker, so that's it. For Evoker, good augmentation. Was it really needed? I don't think so. So that's my only issue here. Hunter, my beloved, let's see what you have in store for us. What I want to see is BM, I don't know, like BM is boring. I want to see some spice on the BM. Marksman is looking good now with the Apex talent. Survival is looking boring as well. So I need some spice on the survival as well, because it seems like only Marksman will be the viable spec for me this season, because the other two are snooze fest. That's they're kind of snooze fest. But let's see what they have. Auto attack damage increased by 35%. Who cares? Who cares about the auto attack damage, man? Wildfire Bomb primary target damage bonus increased to 80% from 60%. Ooh, juicy buff, juicy buff. Raptor Strike damage increased by 10%. Okay, why are we buffing survival? I mean, it's pretty good, I think. Raptor Strike now deals 35% to 70% increased damage to its primary target, was 25 and 50%. Ooh, this is a juicy, juicy buff again. Okay. Fix an issue causing ornaments to do modified damage. Whatever. It's a bug fix on Sentinel. Sentinel is not played anyway currently, so be spec leader. But in the future, you know, you never know. So buff to survival. Okay, I mean, sure. Maybe we might see some nerfs on the PvP tree. Let's see. Beast Mastery. Barb shot damage dealt increased by 35% does not affect PvP. Cobra shot damage increased by 100% doesn't affect PvP. Dark Ranger. Black Arrow initial damage increased by 50% does not affect PvP. Okay. Sentinel. Fixed an issue causing, again, same bug fix like on the survival. Okay. Concussive concussions now slows movement speed by additional 10% instead of additional 20%, which was insane, guys. This was insane. You could slow a warrior. I was playing a warrior. Marksman just put a concussive shot on me. I was slowed by 80%. I couldn't move. I was walking like... There's no counterplay to it. There's no counterplay to it. Marksman is the quickest. Like, I'm a marksman, but let's be real. Let's be real. You slow warrior, he charges, you disengage. He charges again. You can just walk away at that point because he slowed 80%, so no big deal. You have 120% movement speed, he has 20% movement speed. You just walk away. Okay. Survival damage dealt in PP reduced by 8%. Oh, there we go. So they probably neutralized the buff. So they buffed it in PvE, but it stayed the same in PvP, which I think is fair because it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Okay, Mage. Not much. I played against a lot of mages in BGs and they do seem very scary. Frost. I'll tell you what I want to see. Frost, I want to see Ray of Frost nerfed by 50%. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Yes, I'm usually playing on my low geared characters, but I got killed in one Ray of Frost, nothing else. One Ray of Frost, full HP bar. I think hits like 30k or 40k, I forgot. One Ray of Frost killed me. Full health bar. What are we talking about? Fire Mage, Combustion does too much damage as well. Arcane Mage, I didn't have any problem with, so let's see. Now I haven't played Mage yet, I'll be playing it soon, so I might be wrong about some things on the Mage, I'm saying. But this is my... how it felt playing against them, okay? We'll see, let's see. Arcane Blast damage increased by 25%, okay. I mean, it's a hard cast, except with the presence of mind, I think it's fair. Arcane Barrage, damage increased by 15%, does not affect PvP. The biggest problem with the Arcane is when the Arcane Barrage hits too hard. Arcane Blast, I think, is fine. Arcane Cleave, additional targets receive 40% of the Arcane Barrage damage was 60%, so 20% nerf on that. Okay. Spell Slinger. Splintering Orbs, damage reduced to 10% instead of 25%. Nerf to Spell Slinger. Spellslinger, controlled instincts cleave percentage reduced to 40% instead of 60%. Again, nerf to Spellslinger. Okay. Ignition now increases Flame Strike Ignite damage by 15% instead of 50%. This is nerf obviously to PvE. Two-piece now increases Spiral Blast and Flame Strike damage by 6% instead of 8%. Nerf. Four-piece. Fire Blast cooldown reduction reduced to 0.3 seconds instead of 0.5 seconds. Again, pretty solid nerf. Fireball damage increased by 15%. Okay, fair. Frostbolt damage increased by 15%. Fair. Fire Blast damage increased by 25%. Fair. I think these three are not the problem. So I'm fine with buffing them. But the burst should be nerfed a little bit, in my opinion, because it's too much. Okay. Let's see what you have in the PvP section. Oh my god. Let's start the hunter then. Oh, it's only frost though. Okay. Arcane is fine. Okay. Ray of Frost damage decreased by 20%. Not enough. Frostball damage increased by 100%. Okay, it didn't feel like anything. Frost Fireball damage increased by 100% or whatever. Brain Freeze damage now increases the damage of Flurry by 25% in PvP combat was 50%. Big nerf. Ooh, but Flurry damage increased by 75% PvP combat. Okay, okay, I'm pulling it back. Frostfire. Frostfire Empowerment now increases the damage of Frostfire Bolt by 10% instead of 36 in PvP combat. Okay, makes sense. So instead of big modifiers, we're just buffing the base mobility abilities. You know, we're buffing the base abilities instead of the modifiers buffing them, which I think is better option. Okay. So Fire Mage, I'm happy with the changes. I would like to see a slight nerf to the combust window. Arcane, I'm fine with the changes. Frost, I think I'm fine, but I would like to see a bigger nerf to Ray of Frost. It was too much. I'm fine with buffing everything else, but Ray of Frost needs bigger nerf, okay? By at least 50% instead of 20%. And everything else can get buffed, you know, whatever. Okay, Monk, just played it today. Feels good, I like it. What we need, Brewmaster slight nerf to, like, it's strong overall in PP. With Walker looking very nice. I like to keep it that way. Maybe we could nerf it slightly. I think it's good. Mistweaver needs huge nerfs. I mean, let's be real. If I, a noob healer, which got to 2.550 in one day of playing it first time, I mean, that says a lot. I suck as a healer, okay? Let's see. Rushing Wind Kick no longer deals 20% increased. Am I at the right? Oh, no, I am not. My bad. Okay. Monk. Brewmaster. Master of Harmony, Meditative Focus now increases damage dealt by target opponent by an additional 50% was 100%. Okay, it needs enough. But did I place Master of Harmony? I think I did. Aspect of Harmony stores vitality based on 12% of the damage done and 6% effective healing was 25 and 12%. Ooh, nerfed by half, but I think it's fair because it was super strong. This is good change. I like it. Mr. Shelun's Gift We need some nerfs in the PvP section. This is insane. Like, this was like lay on hands already if you had clouds. Shadow Cloud now increases its healing by 10% per stack instead of 35%. Oh, I see why they're buffing the base with 0 clouds, but they're nerfing the clouds, so it's not like lay on hands if you have 5 clouds, you know what I mean? Which maybe makes sense, okay? Jetfire Teachings now increases the transfer rate of ancient teachings by 260 instead of 200%. Fist Weaving, getting buff. What are we doing? Way of the Crane now transfers 340% of damage onto one ally. Was 125% onto 3 allies. So, guys, in 2v2, I think you know what this means, right? What? Is this a joke? Like, he won't be playing Fistwing in 3s, but in 2s. Oh my god. Jadefire stop damage now transfer into ancient teaching at 25% effectiveness. Ooh, okay. Because Jadefire was doing a lot. This is a big nerf, bigger than you would think. This is a big nerf, but this, god damn. Developer note: Jetfire Stomp Toolkit will be updated. Okay, who cares? Invigorating Mist healing increased by 30%. Okay, now we need some. Let's see what we get in the PvP section. Rushing Wind King no longer deals 20% increased damage in PvP combat, which is a nerf. Now, am I okay with this? I would say I am. Jadefire Stomp damage reduced by 50% in PvP. Oh, okay. All healing reduced by 8%. Okay. Shelling's Gift decreased by 20% in PvP. Okay. Good changes. Good changes. I'm a monk lover. I am a monk lover, but this is healthy for the game. So, very good. All 3, I like it. For all 3. Paladin. Paladin Retribution needs nerf to the burst. It's insane. You die in a single hodge. Like, it's like if you don't have a trinket, you're instantly dead. Protection Paladin burst is insane as well. It's insane as well. Holy Paladin, I think it's fine. Is Holy Paladin bothering anyone? I don't think so. So let's see what we have here. Final Verdict damage increased by 30%. Okay. A light within main damage increased by 25%. Like, why are we buffing the Holy Spender? Templar Slash and Templar Strike, I'm not using it, so I don't even know how much damage this does, but I think it does no damage anyway, so increased by 25%, who cares? No big deal. Melee damage increased by 25%, no big deal. Crusading Strike damage increased by 25%. Okay, Crusading Strike now reduces auto attack speed by 20% from 35%. This is a buff. High Judgment damage increased by 25%. Divine Storm damage reduced by 12%. This doesn't matter in PvP. But I'm seeing big buffs. I'm seeing big buffs. I mean, Blizzard sure does love Retribution. I think Herald does need help. Templar seems strong. Herald the Sun Dawnlight damage increased by 25%, which is fine. Herald the Sun Dawnlight now cleaves 4% of the damage it deals to nearby enemies was 5%. I think it's fine. Templar Empyrean Hammer damage increased by 30%. God damn. Why are we buffing Templar? Hammer of the Light damage increased by 10%. Wrathful Descent now deals 35% of Empyrean Hammer damage down from 50. So we're probably this is equalizing each other, but why are we buffing Hammer of the Light? This is my like Divine Toll in the wings with Hammer of the Light. That's doing some crazy burst, guys. That's doing some crazy burst. So let's see what we have in the PvP section. Holy, adjust reward, healing decreased by 50% in the PvP combat. Okay, Divine Vision, PvP tunnel now reduce the cooldown of Aura Master by 30 seconds instead of 60. No one's gonna be using this. No one's gonna be using this anymore, but okay, I think. Okay. All ability damage reduced by 15%. Okay, it's still above 15%. So, Protection Paladin, no nerfs. No nerfs. Thumbs down. Holy Paladin, light nerfs to PvP talents. Whatever. You know, okay. Whatever. Retribution getting buffed. Retribution is getting buffed, but it's getting nerfed as well. So, which means Burst is getting nerfed, which is good. But consistent damage is getting buffed, which is good as well. But I think the burst needs to get nerfed more. Okay, so I think they should have nerfed a little bit more the burst, like by 10% more, and the consistent damage by 10% up more, and we are good. We're good, I think. Okay. Now priest. Discipline was feeling strong. Holy was feeling overpruned. Shadow is feeling a lot of bad damage. Feels like a lot of bad damage. Feels pretty tanky as well, but it doesn't feel like doing kill pressure. But it does a lot of bad damage. Penance damage and healing increased by 20%. Okay. Shadow. Nothing applies to PvP, but I'm gonna read it. All damage increased by 10%, so nothing applies to PvP. Shadow Word Death damage increased by 40%, Mind Blast damage increased by 20%, Mind Flay damage increased by 20%, Idol of Nezot increased by 20%, Shadow Word Madness increased by 20%, Psychic Link now causes direct damage spells to inflict 20% of the damage. Ooh, instead of 60%. This does apply to PvP, seems like. This is big. This is very big. This is huge. Because Shadow Priest was doing insane damage in BGs. Insane. Because of Psychic Link. That was your top damage always. Always. Now, I mean, it was too strong, let's be real. But they need to buff the other abilities then, because this was doing so much damage. So I'm down with buffing everything else and then nerfing this Psychic Link, okay? Let's see what we have on the... Here. Psychic Shroud now lasts 6 seconds instead of 15. Ooh, okay, I mean, it was really strong. 15 seconds. I mean, let's think about it. Let's think about it. Press Evoker has it for 4 seconds. Why does the Priest have it for 50 seconds? I mean, it was kind of overpowered, right? It was kind of overpowered. All damage done reduced by 8%. Ooh, this hurts Voidweaver a lot, obviously. Power Word Radiance, healing increased by 40%. Okay, I wasn't using Radiance really a lot, so this will be nice for Oracle. I like the changes to Shadow Priest. I think they could have buffed. I mean, sorry, for all priests. Holy, I think I would buff a little bit. I like the changes to Discipline, I think they're fine. Shadow, I would buff baseline kit, maybe just try it out 5%, and the Psychic Link nerf was fine, because it was super strong. So let's see what the Rogue has. Now, Rogue, we know it's the same patch. Sub needs nerfs, Assassination needs buffs, Outlaw needs buffs. Very simple. Like, Rogue Burst is insane. Backstab Gloomblade, damage increased by 20%. Okay, who cares? I mean, this is not the damage. Shadow Strike damage increased by 15%. Okay, I mean, I didn't think this was needed. Next, Eviscerate damage... Why? Why are we doing this? Eviscerate damage increased by 8%. I don't agree. Melee auto attack damage increased by 15%. Fine. Black powder damage reduced by 12%. PV change. Potent powder bonus. Black powder damage reduced to 20% of the master instead of 30%. Okay, whatever. Unseen blade increased by 20%. Well, the Trickster is the play right now. So this is big. Nimble Flurry effect reduced to 50% of listed attack damage was 65%. Okay. Clever Combatant to crit bonus for Shuriken Storm reduced to 10% was 15%. I mean, this is How much does percent? I didn't play sub yet, but I don't know how much damage this does. So I don't know how strong it is. Let's see the PvP changes. Implacable strikes damage decreased by 35%. All damage increased by 4%. Not enough. Not enough, boys. Not enough. Outlaw. All damage increased by 12%. Probably still not enough. Subtlety. All damage reduced by 10%. Okay. Which means secret techniques. We didn't see buff to that, right? Okay. I think if they removed this, I would be completely fine with the rogue changes. So outlaw, good. Assassination, I would round it to 10%. This is fine, but if we deleted this, just this, everything else I think is okay. My opinion. Shaman. Enhancement feels really good to me, really good. Rest of Shaman, I haven't played, but I haven't seen many. I've seen one and he performed really well, so and I haven't played it since pre-patch. So I don't know the apex stance of the rest of. Elemental could get some love. Could get some love. So let's see. Elemental chain lightning damage increased by 10%. No one cares. Earth's, so this is AoE, this is PV stuff. Earthquake damage increased by 10%. So we don't have anything here. Sad. Enhancement. All damage increased by 8%. Ooh, it was really strong. I was literally 2-3. I could easily. A few days ago, I literally 2v1'd 2 rats with 2 bubbles with 2 lay on hands. Like, enhancement is really good. Enhancement is really good. Light bolt damage increased by 10%. Okay. Chain lightning, no big deal, increased by 10%. Primordial storm damage increased by 10%. Okay, this is nice too. Restoration healing rain healing increased by 45%. Okay, fine. Chain heal increased by 20%. Okay, could we see some chain heals? Okay, I like it. Except elemental. Elemental needs more. Let's see the PvP changes. You know what I said last time about a shaman, if you watched, what I would like to see. Tempest damage increased by 20% in PvP combat. Tempest, that's the one shot. Honestly, I'm more into Farseer. Tempest is kinda cheesy, you know. I'm not into one-shot builds. I'm gonna tell that. I am not into one-shot build. Earthshock damage increased by 15% in PvP. Good. This is good. Oh, yes. Is someone reading? Did someone watch the video on Blizzard last time? 3 videos in a row I hit precisely what Elemental Shaman needs. First, they reduce the cooldown of the Flame Shock. And now they give it stronger spell protection. Very nice. Now, Enhancement Shaman didn't need this, but Elemental Shaman needed this. So this is beautiful. Beautiful. Now 6 times the damage. I don't know how much damage it does right now. Probably not much, but will 6 times be good enough? We'll see. We'll see. All healing increased by 8% in PvP. I think this is fine. I'm healing tide totem increased by 7. Ooh, healing tide totem increased by 75%. This does seem big. This seems huge. This seems big. Okay. Let's see Warlock. Now Warlock, all 3 seem very strong. Okay. All 3 seem very strong, and if they got nerfed, it is what it is. I mean, they're really strong. Sorry, not all 3. I forgot Affliction. I completely forgot Affliction is even the spec at this point, you know. Destruction and Demon seem really strong. Affliction could get some love. So Destro, Hellcaller. Xalan Cruelty now increases shadow damage dealt by 5% instead of 8%. Minor nerf. Ferocity increases the fire damage dealt by 5% instead of 8%. Minor nerf. Black and Soul damage reduced by 50%. Now we are talking. Now we are talking. Black and Soul was doing too much damage on Destro, in my opinion. It's not Affliction, guys. Let's be real. It's not Affliction. It shouldn't be doing, Dot shouldn't be doing that much. Trudu Felvin now increases the rain of fire damage by 6% instead of 8%. No big deal. Trudu Felvin now increases the Chaos Ball damage by 35% instead of 10%. It doesn't have, so 35 instead of 10%, but not in PvP. Demo. Dominion of Argus increases the damage reduced by 5%. Antoran Jailer damage reduced by 45%. Lady Sacrolash damage increased by 35%. And Grand Warlock Alites damage increased by 35%. Now, who the hell knows who these guys are? Okay, I mean, I play Demolock and I have no idea who these guys are. So the intention with these adjustments is to ensure that all demons summoned by the Dominion of Argus are competitive with one another, avoiding random chances having a large effect on the damage output. Perfect, very good. So they equalized all of them, hopefully. I'm guessing this is the Apex talent. Yeah? Soul Harvester. Guys, we're not playing Soul Harvester. We're playing Diabolist. We love Diabolist, right? Demonic Soul damage reduced by 55%. Manifest Demonic Soul damage reduced by 50%. Soul Anathema damage reduced by 35%. Wicked Reaping damage increased by 50%. So we have a lot of big nerfs here. And a buff here. Demoniac Fervor now increases the damage dealt by Demonic Soul by 200% to the main target of the Hand of Gul'dan. Okay. But this is again for Soul Harvester. I want to see some Diabolist stuff, okay? Let's see downstairs what we have. Ooh, Affliction, baby. Let's go. All damage increased by 15%. That's what I want to see. Very nice, very nice. Can it be viable? Shadow Ball damage increased by 20% in PvP. Beautiful. Drain Soul damage increased by 20%. Dark Harvest damage reduced by 30%. Okay. Damage from Dispelling Unstable Affliction increased by 25%. Very nice. Now, I would like to see a little bit, maybe 2 seconds added to Unstable Affliction. That would be nice. That would be nice. Or let's try 1 second. Let's just see. Let's just see. I think it's too short. But I like the changes. I like the changes. Very nice. Overall, lock, positive, good patch, whatever. Warrior, ooh. The biggest meme. The biggest meme of the expansion. The biggest meme of the expansion. Arms, Warrior, and the Fury. Now, Fury does good damage if you can stick to the target. The problem is those root breaks. The problem is those root breaks, those slows. That's the problem. On the Fury, the damage is fine. The damage is fine, but I need a root break. Or I need something that I can't run below 80%. You're Fury, you're furious, bro. Like, nothing can stop you. Like, I can't be slowed. I need a talent like that. You can't be slowed. I think all warriors can agree on that. You can't be slowed below 100% of the movement speed. Or you're immune to slows for 10 seconds. Or you're immune to slows while you're in avatar only. And warrior is back in the game, baby. Back in the game. So let's see what we have. Piercing Howl. Cooldown increased to 90 seconds from... No one's gonna use this. I mean, you have to choose between fear, and of course you can pick fear, but now with this. And ally speed buff reduced to 6 yards instead of 12 with a Battlefield Commander. It's a joke. No one's gonna use this. This is a dead talent now. Good job. Arms. Master of Warfare. Final rank Heroic Strike now increases the damage you deal to enemies affected by your closest smash by an additional 3%. Stacks to 5 times. Is this enough? No. All damage increased by 15%. Okay. Not enough. Let's double it. Let's put it 30%. Okay. plus slow immunity. Fury, all damage increased by 10%. Good, super. Plus slow immunity. Slayer, chance for Reap the Storm to trigger change to 20% instead of 30%. Yeah, whatever. I mean, Slayer sucks. Why are we nerfing it? Everyone's playing Tane right now anyway. I love Slayer. Slayer is my favorite hero talent tree in the game. But it sucks right now. Because you had to choose between Avatar and the Blaze Storm. I don't want that. Okay, Protection. I haven't played Protection, so can't really comment much on that. Phalanx rank, Thunderclap now causes your Shield Slam deal 10% additional damage and unleash a Wave of Force, dealing physical damage to all enemies in front of you. Okay, whatever, I don't know. In addition to existing effects, enemies damaged by Phalanx Wave of Force deal 5% reduced damage to you for 8 seconds. Doesn't seem great, seems really weak, honestly. All damage increased by 10%, no big deal, seems pretty weak. That's it. So the warrior last change, hopefully something good. The duration of intimidating shout has been reduced to 5 seconds, was 6 seconds. So we're nerfing the fear. So warrior in the end is getting almost nerfed, like 10% damage, yeah, whatever. Like, who cares? Blaze Storm damage no longer decreased by 23% in PvP. Very nice, very nice. But no one's running it anyway, so kinda useless. Slayer Unhinged now casts Mortal Strike / Bloodthirst at 40% effectiveness instead of 60%. Okay, but why are we nerfing? Like, why nerf Warrior more? Yeah, this is a buff, sure, this is a nice buff. But for Slayer, or for, you know, nah, like this was not supposed to be here. So all in all, Warrior, again, bad changes for Warrior. I mean, yeah, they buffed it a little bit, but is it enough? No, it's not enough. Okay, no, it's not enough. But if you don't count the Warrior, like if you forget Warrior exists, and I think soon everyone will forget that Warrior exists as a class, it's a positive patch. It's a positive patch. Our 12 classes in the game are looking good. Most of the changes are positive in my eyes. There were some misses, like maybe Unholy Decay too much, like maybe some stuff were misses. But all those 12 classes are looking good, and I'm happy. So hopefully next expansion we might get a 13th class. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully see you soon in the next video or on the live stream. For those that watch, I've been mostly just under grinding, not much. We will have season soon. My plan is to, first thing, I'll play all 13 classes to 1.8 just to get that elite set to see how it looks. And once I do that on all 13 classes, I'll be doing it, all of them maybe to duelist, and then once I do all of them to duelist, I'll be starting with the elite. Now, I will be doing guides sooner this time than the last time, before reaching elite, because I am guessing that the first season will be, like, they fuck up MMR, so, you know, who knows when I'm gonna hit elite, maybe 2 months in, because the MMR might be fucked up. So, you can expect in the first 2 weeks the first guide to drop. It's probably gonna be maybe a hunter, maybe a warlock, I meant, not a warrior, because we don't have that class, but something like that. Okay, but I'll try to cover most of them. Okay, hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop the like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.